I put this? Like, I just say I don't really know much about it until I got like copyright takedown by no other than QuantumTV, basically.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
it's a
gotta
weird
know a
situation
lot
that I'm
about
in.
this, man. You have an entire playlist on your channel. Do you know what the core tenets of fair use are? What you would need, what a judge typically looks at to determine if something is fair use?
I mean, I already have
What?
Microsoft Edge with YouTube Help with fair
What are you
use.
talking about? I'm asking.
No, basically, I just watch YouTubers covering about them, and then I just give out my hot take on them.
So yes,
Basically,
literally, you did just form your opinion from watching other YouTubers make content. So, you would you admit that that is traced?
anything else you want to say?
Are you? Can you see that it's traced? Are you? Can you admit that?
I mean, compare that. I disagree. It's still a fan art regardless.
Is it
so
not traced?
No.
Do you think this would legally fall underneath fair use?
Most likely. I mean, fair point. But there are people out there that agree with my take from
Yeah,
time
there's
to time.
a fuck ton of people who do, because they all have parasexual relationships with these giant fucking YouTubers who have told them that this is the correct opinion to have, and because just like you didn't know the reason why he's...
1 second. I'm not sure what's going on over there. I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh, okay, cool. Am I coming through on your stream?
Try saying something real quick.
Yeah, I am. It's terrible audio, but hey, what's up, man? My name is Faith. I go by Milumnist online. You can call me Molly. You can call me Faith. What do I call you?
Saru is fine.
Saru. Okay, we're using our made-up internet names. That's cool.
Yeah.
So it's on an interview. It's just I had some questions. Obviously, on my other account, I saw your videos. One of the things is I hate. Can I swear? Just normally swear on your stream, or is your stream like rated Y7 or something? Or
I tend to keep it PG-13. I would say.
okay, I see some spoinky doinky that goes on the internet. A lot of weird stuff that people say. A lot of bandwagon hate that gets thrown around. And I kind of saw this a lot with the QuantumTV situation. And obviously, ActMan was signal boosting you, and obviously, with great signal boosting, with great clout, comes a lot of people who are there to hate on you. And I saw him putting you up. And obviously, ActMan is too smart to ever debate me or ever have me on his platform because it would only benefit me. But you're much smaller, and you're kind of filling in the spot for him. I think QuantumTV was completely in the right with everything that he said, or did rather. I think he was fully in his right to go ahead and submit those copyright claims. I think not only did YouTube side with him, but they even took action against ActMan. I think that's saying a lot. I think I can't speak fully for your specific situation, but judging from some of the things that I've seen as a cursory glance of your channel, from some of the stolen artwork and other stuff, it seems like you don't have the best grip on copyright or trademark, and so that does lead me to probably believe that your video probably was violating. It also leads me to believe that because you were celebrating the thing that your Quantum's count notification didn't go through because he had lacked some information. As if it was a victory, but it didn't seem like you had really realized that he could actually just put it through by just submitting that. Yeah, I'm just kind of bombarding you with a bunch of stuff up front. But yeah, that's just my position. That's who I am, etc.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean. What, like, I mean, I would assume you obviously disagree that QuantumTV would be in the right, though. You seem to think that he doesn't have a legal standing to stand on. Would that be correct?
I mean, as far as I catched up the drama with Mischief, he was known for abusing the copyright ID tool, basically. So,
well, he's only known from that because of ActMan saying that he is. But let's, because I don't know every single individual thing, because I'm not riding on Quantum TV's every motion and move that he makes, right? So using the biggest case would be against ActMan. Do you believe that he had a legal right to do what he did?
Didn't the ActMan posted like a questionable joke on Twitter and then
That's no,
YouTube
no, no. I'm
demonetized him?
asking, do you think ActMan had the legal right to submit his copyright takedown?
I'm not sure what you mean by that. If he had the
Okay, this
legal
is
right
kind
for
of
copyright takedown.
core to your entire argument about about Quantum being a copyright abuser. This is a very basic question. Did Quantum TV have the legal right to submit a takedown request to the ActMan?
But isn't there like fair use kind of thing? Is that out the window?
Do you know
though?
what fair use is? Because I can tell you, if you don't know what it is, good, you're in the 99% of people who don't understand what fair use is. I had to have legal fucking freaking troubles with people like Hasbro or other Japanese companies that don't even have fair use in their countries, etc. From the time I was a wee little lad, okay? So I've been dealing with this a lot, and I can tell you that 99% of YouTubers out there, much with like most of the subjects they talk on, have no clue what fair use is. They have no understanding of the law. In this case, what ActMan is writing on is that it's fair use because he's making criticisms and critiques. What fair use is literally essentially saying I am guilty of using this person's copyrighted material, but don't punish me. Okay, it's fine. I should be allowed to do it. Fair use can't be determined outside of a court of law. The only one who can determine fair use is actually a judge. When you're claiming fair use, you are putting up a legal defense. Now, when Quantum is submitting a copyright claim, in most jurisdictions, he has to consider fair use, but all that means is that he has to consider fair use. He can still come to the determination that what ActMan was doing was not fair use.
I see. Go on.
I mean, like, this is kind of like principled. Like, do you believe that ActMan was using it in fair use? Do you believe that Quantum had no, like, why do you think that Quantum TV is abusing copyright? Like, where are you coming from with that? What are your points for that? Why do you believe that?
I mean, how do I put this? Like, I just made the, like, I don't really know much about it until I got like copyright takedown by no other than Quantum TV, basically. So
Okay,
yeah,
you
it's a
gotta
weird
know a
situation
lot
that I'm
about
in.
this, man. You have an entire playlist on your channel, and say about 90% of your subs are from this. You have videos going back like months on this topic. With him in the thumbnail, a maitless copyright abuser, backs down even more to criticism, lying about this. Like, you have been,
Which is true.
going on this person. He's a copyright abuser, but you can't tell me if he was in his legal right to take down ActMan's video. Can you give me the core tenets of what constitutes and what makes a video like that a lawyer that a judge would look at to determine if something is fair use? This is pretty basic, right?
Then explain how H3
Wait, no,
won
can you do that for me?
What do you mean?
Do you know what the core tenets of fair use are? What you would need, what a judge typically looks at to determine if something is fair use in a legal case?
I mean, I already have
What?
Microsoft Edge with YouTube Help with fair use.
What are you talking about? I'm asking, what are the core tenets? What are the core things that a judge looks at to determine if something is fair use?
Whether if it's transformative.
Okay, how do you... so you don't know this, but you have an entire playlist saying that this man is a copyright abuser. You're making fun of him. You're going on. You're milking him for all he's worth. But you can't even tell me the basic tenets. I mean, someone in your chat is getting it. How much he used, the effects on the original rights holder. Like, there's a bunch of things you could name right now. My name is Maluminous Chat. I see a lot of you. A lot of you are saying he's not in the legal right to use fair use, or because of fair use. Again, fair use cannot be determined by individuals. That is determined in the court of law. It is a legal recourse. It is the legal defense. You can't just claim fair use. That is something you fight for. As far as H3 is an analogous, and even then, if we want to go by legal precedents, I can mention Ray William Johnson, who actually lost multiple cases to Junkin Media way back in the day because of his clips, finding that his commentary towards the clips was not substantial enough to constitute being transformative enough to get him off of that. He could not claim fair use, and then he actually lost those cases. Which Ray William Johnson was arguably a bigger creator than H3 because Ray William Johnson was getting millions and millions of views every single video. He's literally one of the first biggest YouTubers. Are you familiar with any of this legal precedent with these cases, or are you only familiar with H3? Do you actually know what the judge's opinion, or any of the opinions, or anything that was stated in the H3 cases?
To be honest, not really.
Okay, so again, I just want to point out that you have an entire playlist saying that Quantum is a copyright abuser for months of videos. That seems to be your entire bread and butter. You can't tell me what fair use is. You don't actually know the the actual stuff that happened in the H3 case. You don't know if Quantum was even in the right when he took down the video. You can't even give me a definitive answer for that. I mean, why do you feel so strongly about QuantumTV being in the wrong here? Because other people said it? Because other YouTubers told you this is what you should think?
No, basically, I just watch YouTubers covering about them, and then I just give out my hot take on them.
So,
basically.
Yes, literally, you did just form your opinion from watching other YouTubers make content. So, you... Okay, here's something. Do you believe that YouTube protects creators?
I don't know. YouTube's probably in the dumpster fire as it is right now.
Okay, I'm asking, do you think YouTube protects creators?
I would say it depends.
Do you think on the average that YouTube protects its creators? That YouTube would put its creators above, major influences and major companies?
No.
Okay, so you agree that YouTube doesn't protect creators. So then why do you think they're siding with QuantumTV? Someone who has fractions, less subs than I do. He has 80,000 subs? I have 263,000 or 230,000 on just one channel, another 230,000 on another one. I can tell you for a fact that Critical, ActMan, H3, or whoever else you're fucking watching, Mudahar, yeah. These are all massive creators. These are in the top 1% of 1% of YouTubers. They're all going against this one guy. They're all saying, get rid of this guy, this literal nobody, this speck, this insignificant YouTuber. And for some reason, YouTube, who already doesn't really protect creators, is going to bat with this literal who against this echelon of the top tier, top earners to protect him. Why do you think that is? I mean, all these other big creators are literal companies. They are all LLCs. They all pay themselves a salary from their own earnings from their YouTube channel. These are people doing brand deals worth 5 figures easily, sometimes 6. Why, if YouTube doesn't protect creators, why are they going to such huge links? Why are they going to bat for QuantumTV? Why are they doing this? If he's just in the wrong, if he's just abusing copyright, right? Why wouldn't they just take the easy W, get all the pats on the back from all the YouTubers circle jerking about how good they are. Like, wow, YouTube did a good. They sided with us. YouTube is so great, guys. Look at this. YouTube finally helped us. Why would they choose the option that gets them more death threats, get them more attacked? Why would they do that? You know, I'm just curious. Do you have a reason for that? And also all their, you know, legal advice, their legal counsel, all those high paid lawyers on their payroll.
I mean, YouTube's basically run with bots, basically.
So
like
YouTube, I mean, no. Hang on.
Help.
They're not run by bots, okay? Individuals, yes. Sometimes you can't get a hold of them. I've gone through that rigmarole. I used to be able to contact specific people, but we know this isn't a situation of bots because actual people have responded to this. They've taken different actions. They have made tweets about this specifically. They have clarified. They have put out press statements to people like Philip DeFranco and others. So this isn't a bot situation. This wasn't like just determined by a bot. This was investigated by YouTube, found that QuantumTV was in the right, and then they also penalized ActMan for various other comments that he made.
No, it's because YouTube basically walked out of the situation. They overstepped that when the ActMan got in trouble with Quantum.
What do you mean they overstepped it? Overstepped what?
Like the fact that, well, I mean, you didn't know that Quantum would dox the ActMan's mother and make felt
He did not dox the ActMan's mother. Can you show me where he doxed the ActMan's mother? Because he didn't put out her number. What do you mean? What did he do to dox her?
Quantum made a video basically putting his side of the call when he called the ActMan's mother. It's still on his channel.
That's not doxing, first of all. Also, doxing is not a legal thing.
Then tell me how he did find
so
the
what is
ActMan's
doxing?
mother.
What is doxing?
I mean, doxing is basically you find someone's private information that's not in the public.
And you do what with it?
I mean, malicious intents. I don't know.
Okay, so doxing is when you take someone's usually private information, their name, their location, their phone number, and then you put it out for others. Doxing is not him calling them to try to get in contact with the ActMan, right? And why did he release his side of the conversation? Why did he do that? Do you know why?
So he can cry about his YouTube problems to the mother?
Of course you don't, because you only watch one side of the conversation because you have no clue about the full picture of the situation. No, he made it because ActMan specifically made claims about what he did on the phone call, saying that he was threatening his mother, etc., etc. So he released the phone call in a response to that to show and prove and clear his name that, hey, no, I didn't do this. No, I didn't do that. And here's the actual proof. Do you think that's wrong? So let's say we had this call, right? And it wasn't on stream. I went on Twitter or I went on my YouTube channel and I made a video saying that Soru, he was calling me slurs. He was calling me the N-word. Like he was just throwing up like Nazi salutes and shit during the call, right? And you had recorded that call, right? And you were like, what? Why is Molly saying all this ludicrous stuff about me? Like, this is insane. Would you not want to release that call to clear your name?
I mean, that's called slandering, is it not?
Okay, and would you not want to release that call to clear your name?
I mean, it depends on what state you're in because you need a two-party consent, no?
I mean, it would depend in certain states, usually on the electronic way. It goes on the federal, which is why, because it could be interactions between a lot of people. So you're saying you wouldn't release that call? You would just take it? You would just say like, no, that didn't, you wouldn't use the proof?
I mean, depends on the caller. If they want me to release it in the public, then that's up to them.
just to give you the scenario again, I am saying that you are doing a lot of racist stuff in the call. You have the audio proof. You have the call recorded that I have in question. Would you release that call to show that, hey guys, no, this bigger YouTuber who is saying all this stuff about me, this is false. Okay, here's exactly what happened. Here's the proof.
Okay.
Would you do that? Would you release the call?
Like I said, it depends on the caller. If they don't want me to release it to the public, then I don't have to, basically.
Okay, I'm asking you what you. It's not about you don't have to because of the caller. I am saying that I am slandering you. I am saying that you are a Nazi, etc. Right? I am saying that the video has like 200,000 views. Let's say. No one's believing you when you say you didn't do it. Would you release the call to prove that you didn't do it?
I mean, maybe, but no.
So you wouldn't do it?
Well, I mean, like I said, it depends on the caller, whoever wants to consent, which is very important when it comes to releasing public information.
So this specifically, the rules that you're talking about specifically go for phone calls where there's an expectation of privacy. Typically in this situation, we would both be public figures. There's a reason why different tapes like the Hulk Hogan tape, etc., were able to go and be released publicly despite him not being aware of the recording necessarily and that it would be used, right? Once you're a public figure, a lot of these things are kind of thrown out in a sense. When you're talking about a Discord call, yeah, I would definitely go. Also, even if it was the case, like what would you think Quantum's recourse would be to take a legal battle that could cost upwards of like $5,000 or so per day of court? Not only that, I think ActMan's not American. You can correct me if I'm wrong. You probably follow him a lot harder than I do, apparently. That's a international battle right there. That is a lengthy lawsuit. I think it's reasonable. I think most people would release that call in order to prove that they didn't say something that would be irreparably damaging their brand and their identity. Now, did he, in that call, in that video, did he release the mother's address?
Who, Quantum? No,
Yeah.
He just basically...
Did he release her phone number? No, hang on. Did he release her phone number?
No, he found it by himself.
Okay, so in the video, he didn't release any of her private information.
No, it's basically
so
just
then how did he dox her? He's never released any of the private information of the mother. Why would you say that he doxed the mother then in the video?
I mean, he's a thoroughly tickled man who can't handle criticism. What can I say?
What? That's your response to me asking you the question is he's a thoroughly tickled man who can't handle criticism. What it sounds like is that you are so in your echo chamber that you haven't even looked at half of the other side. You have no idea of the situations. You've gone over what ActMan has said and what his friends have said, his multi-millionaire friends, who of course are going to have his back. You've gone over what they say about the situation, which of course are going to support ActMan because he's one of them. And you've just bandwagon on this man to the point where you're making multiple videos for months degrading this man, slandering him in some cases, you could say. And you can't even tell me the core tenets of fair use. You can't even tell me if he was an illegal right to take down QuantumTV. You're saying that he doxed his mother, but you didn't even know why he... No, it's not. What is doxing? Did he release any of her information?
I mean, he found it by himself, so...
That's not... Okay, calling someone for a legal thing? Do you think it's doxing anytime a court subpoenas someone?
No, but
okay,
is calling
so he
someone's
called
mother
her
crossing the line?
No.
Then
did he assault her? Did he call her names? Did he harass her? Did he do any of these things?
I
Was it
mean,
for a
minus
legal
the veiled
purpose?
threats he made.
What veiled threats? Can you tell me what veiled threats he made?
Like he's gonna drag her into a legal lawsuit
Okay, that's not
because
a veiled threat. That is him saying that he is looking to enact a lawsuit. Do you know fair use is a legal statement, right? Claiming fair use is saying that when you're signing that thing on YouTube, it says that you are signing this under perjury of law because this is a legal action that you are taking. You are saying that I am making a legal statement here and I am ready and willing and able to go to court over this situation. So what were the other veiled threats he made? Yeah, I do have the other side of the information because unlike you sheep, I don't listen to YouTubers because YouTubers are all narcissistic assholes, myself included. You have to be to think that people want to listen to your uneducated opinions about video games or children's TV shows, you know? But
I mean, that's your opinion.
nah, that's just a fact. Like, I'll give you a couple of years to realize that if you get bigger or you get into it, YouTubers are duplicitous assholes, all of them. But what were the other veiled threats? I mean, this has got to be pretty core. Like, this is pretty core to your tenant here. You're saying he's doxing her, making veiled threats, etc. But we've already gone over that he didn't dox her, didn't release any of her information. Now you're saying she's making veiled threats. The veiled threat of, hey, I'm calling about a legal issue. I'm looking to press charges. That's not a veiled threat. That is telling her exactly what you're doing. What are the other veiled threats? Yes, most YouTubers are uneducated about the topics they talk about, usually, or at least ill-informed, especially political YouTubers. Hey man, do you have them?
Not really at the moment.
You don't know any of the veiled threat. Again, I want to clarify. You have been making videos on this man for months.
I mean, is that an issue?
It just seems like you're bandwagoning on this hate brigade. You've had such a strong opinion about this man, yet you can't even tell me some of the basic facts of the case. And then you also have the audacity to have a traced Phoenix Wright avatar, but you can't even do this basic thing of seeing if any of your beliefs are sound or reason or grounded in reality, it seems.
I mean, it's a fan art that my
friend on
traced. Discord made for me. It is not.
Actually, I have the actual original screenshot that it's based off of right here. I even put it in Photoshop. Here, I'll even save it and I'll export it for you right now. Here, hang on. It is literally 1-to-1 traced. You can see the entire lines of it. A garage take? Yeah, it is a garage take. Listen, I'll take your opinion seriously when you can actually spell garbage right. So here, I'll even send it to you right now. I don't really care about convincing the 12-year-old army that's in the chat right now about whether or not this legal thing is right. All right, you guys can go home to your moms and ask her to make you some chicken nuggets while you watch the next ActMan video saying about how quantum is the most evil thing next to Hitler. All right, I really don't care. But I'm very opinionated. And I don't like seeing dogpiles, whether it's people dogpiling on Jake Paul or Logan Paul or Game Theory or whoever, or hell, if the roles were reversed and ActMan was in the right, yeah, it'd be on ActMan's side, but he's not in the right. He's gotten millions of, like, millionaires, multimillionaires on his side, with huge swaths of armies sending nothing but harassment to Quantum, like yourself, constantly harassing him, slandering his character without knowing pretty much anything about the case. Yeah, also, there you go. I put the screenshot there in chat so that you can see that it is, in fact, traced. Would you admit that that is traced? Damn, dude, you're 25 and you still can't spell garbage right? Damn, dude, I feel sorry for you. What Starbucks you working at?
Anything else you want to say?
Can you see that it's traced? Can you admit that?
I mean, compare that. I disagree. It's still a fan art regardless.
Is it not traced? Does it not?
No.
Is it not traced, even though the lines match up completely, and that you can actually see where he decided to just use the inner coat jacket there and just color that in? You even have the same exact outfit. You don't think that's traced?
No.
Do you think this would legally fall underneath fair use?
Most likely.
Okay, then you have no idea what fair use is. Even if it was originally fan art, what you would be crossing here would be trademark infringement. Even then, most fan art is legally gray at most. This is almost one-to-one a copy. You have the same lines. You're using the same outfit. You literally can line this up, see that the lines are there. This is really a great picture that you have no idea about copyright law, about trademark law. You probably can't even quote me the copy and pasta of Section 206. You probably have no idea about most of this. You couldn't tell me. Like, why do you think this is fair use? Why do you think it's fair use? You are literally one-to-one copying. You are tracing the artwork and then passing it off on your own. And you're telling me this is fair use.
Okay, first off, I did not draw that. My friend drew that for me.
And he traced it, or she traced it, whoever. Or Zerd, whatever the pronouns are.
She didn't trace it. She sketched it, basically.
It's literally line for line. You should show your chat what I'm showing you. It's line for line. Do you not see how it lines up directly?
I mean, if that's how you feel, my dude, then
that's not how I feel. That's just the literal fact of reality. You don't live in reality is the issue here. You live in a fantasy cobbled together by your parasocial relationships with various YouTubers who have influenced every... How old are you?
Why is that?
How old are you? I'm just curious, man.
I say 23.
You're 23.
Basically.
By chance,
I mean, I'm not stressing over this, to be quite frank with you.
Well, yes, because it doesn't affect your life. You see how it affects Quantum's life? Yeah, you're not stressing over it. You're getting subs and views from this because you've been piggybacking off of ActMan. You have been making videos for months and months about this man who has won his case, who has been vindicated by the system, and yet you feel the need to dogpile on him because you dogmatically subscribe to these viewpoints of these asinine YouTubers who talk out of their asses for a living. Yeah, you're not losing sleep over this because you're not the one getting harassed for this. You're not the one who's getting death threats for this. You're not the one who's having racist kids go over talking about you being lynched and shit. Hell, even your own fans who are watching your content, I can't comment without being called Jossie or any other black person. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm sure you're not losing sleep over it.
What does race have to do with this conversation, to be honest?
I just explained it, but I think you're too slow to even grasp it.
I'm not slow.
What I'm saying is you can't, of course you're not losing sleep because it's not affecting you. It's affecting the guy getting dogpiled on by multimillionaires with huge legions of armies, getting hundreds of millions of views each month. Charlie alone getting like 200 something million views a month. Yeah, of course you're not losing sleep. You're benefiting off of it without having to do a single shred of homework because all you've done is follow the crowd because you're probably too much of a pussy to do your own homework. Because growing your own channel organically is hard, and it's way easier to be a drama farm than to actually make creative content. Which is why your other stuff get like 70 views or 30 views, and then when you put QuantumTV's name in your mouth, you'll get 300. Yeah, where do you think most of your subs came from? It's not because of your content, it's because of drama.
I mean, fair point. But there are people out there that agree with my take from time to time.
A fuck ton of people who do. Because they all have parasocial relationships with these giant fucking YouTubers who have told them that this is the correct opinion to have. And because just like you didn't know the reason why he released the call, just like how you don't even know what fair use is, you couldn't give me the tenets, just like how you don't know the actual stuff of the case, just how you don't actually even know the legal opinions about H3H3. You just slurp up the Kool-Aid. That's all you did. Yeah, of course there's people who are going to agree with them because it's financially and socially beneficial to do so. It's not beneficial to go against ActMan, to go against H3H3, to go against Charlie, these multi-mega millionaires who are the pinnacle of YouTube, the top 0.1% if you want to have any form of a channel. It's not fucking expedient. You'd be dumb to do it. You are dumb if you do it. But I have this thing called morals. And I don't like to see people get dogpiled.
Okay. Anything else?
I think you're, if you're actually 23, and if you're not actually like 16 or 15 or something, or even just barely turning 18, I think you really need to take a hard look in the mirror. Realize that you are really just dogpiling on this, man. You are adding. You know what? Can I just ask you this? Do you think it's right if you put out misinformation that's leading to the financial, mental, and possible physical harm of another individual? If you are putting out misinformation through negligence that leads to those things?
What do you mean by that?
Like, let's say that let's say that one of my friends told me that you're a rapist, right? In this hypothetical.
That's slandering.
Okay, and I go out and I make videos about how you're a dangerous individual, right? You put out videos with proof trying to say that you're not. No one's believing you, though. Everyone's out there making videos about it. Bunch of small creators even doing it, big creators doing it, right? Would you think that it would be would you think that that would be morally wrong of me? Not because I'm maliciously doing it. I believe the information, but I've taken no diligence to verify if the information that I'm putting out there is true. Do you think that is wrong of me to contribute to the mental, physical, or financial harm of you? Without doing my due diligence as a content creator?
If you put it that way, yes.
Okay, and could you admit that you haven't done your due diligence on the case of QuantumTV, seeing as how you didn't know some of the core facts of the case, such as why he released the call, what fair use is, and that you couldn't even say whether or not ActMan's video is fair use? Do you think you've negligently contributed to the harm, financial, possibly physical and emotional, of QuantumTV?
I mean, depends, but...
Well, you don't agree that you didn't know the core tenets of the cases? I mean, I've asked you multiple times, and you had even agreed multiple times that you couldn't say whether or not Quantum was in the right to even strike his channel. You don't know the core tenets of fair use. You didn't know the reasoning is why he released the phone call. You couldn't give me any of the veil threats that he mentioned.
Minus the
saying that
the ActMan's mother.
He didn't dox her. Again, he did not release any of her information.
Which he did.
No, he didn't. Where did he release her information? What are you? That's a pretty strong claim to make. Where?
His Discord.
He released the ActMan's mother's name or information on his Discord.
To put it lightly.
Do you have a single solitary fact to back that up?
I mean, I'll let you do the talking.
What do you mean you'll let me do the talking? What the fuck are you even saying? You're making a claim here, and you're saying I'll let you do the talking. You're making a serious accusation. What do you mean all of it? You're making a slanderous accusation about someone, and then you're saying you'll figure it out. Yeah, you know Sorrel? He's a rapist. What do you mean by that? You'll figure it out. I'll let you do the talking.
Exactly.
That's the world you live in. That's the world you want to live in. You're making these huge aspersions, these huge claims.
Not mine.
No, it's your actions. You're literally doing it right now. Yeah, my true colors is that I defend people who are being wrongfully targeted by hate mobs. SRGI Productions. That's my true fucking colors. I'll take financial hits. I'll take social hits. I don't care. I'll stand up for whatever I think is right. Whether that means going against multi-giants, going against anyone. You're saying that you've made so many videos. Surely you have some evidence on hand, because I asked you this before and you said you couldn't even think of any of the veiled threats. Now you're saying that he's releasing the mother's private information in his Discord server, which you must have some evidence for, because I mean, you're not getting some inside digs that you didn't make a video about. I guarantee if you thought you could even get 2 subs from the video, you would have released it by now.
I mean, okay, if that's how you feel about,
so you're a slanderous, lying, duplicitous individuals. That's what you are. You're a spineless coward.
Okay.
You're going to sit here and say that he doxed his mother, that he did this in a public forum, and then you're not even going to substantiate it at all. That someone is attacking someone's mother is what you're claiming. And then you're not going to substantiate it. You're just going to say it, and you think that's okay. You think that's right.
Okay. What about the other false copyright strikes that Quantum made, like Repsion and the other smaller YouTubers like Hypocrite Hunter 666?
So these aren't false copyright claims.
Those false copyright claims? Yeah.
I'm talking.
What about those?
I can't speak on literally every single fucking literal who in existence. I'm talking about ActMan, which you can't even say. Can you say in these cases that they're false copyright strikes? You understand that even when YouTube denies a claim, they're not making a definitive statement. They can't make a definitive statement. YouTube relies on safe harbor provisioning. Do you know what that is? Do you think YouTube? No. Wait, do you think YouTube determines fair use?
Yes.
Okay, then you're just dumb. YouTube does not determine fair use. The moment YouTube determines fair use, they no longer exist. YouTube can't determine fair use because 1, that can only be done in the court of law. 2, if they did, they lose safe harbor provisioning. So the reason why videos get taken down as soon as the copyright claim gets done is because of the DMCA, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. This is a legal thing. This is saying that if you don't want to be liable for content uploaded by your users, like let's say that I'm going over there and that I am submitting like a bunch of episodes of Family Guy, right? You would agree that's not fair use, I would hope, right? If I just upload episodes of Family Guy.
I mean, if you re-upload 100% of the original content without any transformative work, then that's basically a DMCA strike.
Okay, that's not a DMCA strike. That is just copyright infringement. The DMCA strike, the strike is a YouTube policy. DMCA is a legal measure. Do you understand the differences of these? That would be a legal and that would be a copyright infringement that I just did. I'm uploading Family Guy. YouTube would be liable if it wasn't for the safe harbor provision, which makes them not directly liable for the content that the individual users are uploading to their site. However, to keep that safe harbor provision, when a legitimate DMCA thing comes through, which usually they just have to take every DMCA as if it's legitimate, which they normally do, bar some certain things if information is missing, etc. And then they take it down. That is how they do it. They do not determine fair use because they cannot determine fair use. Bro, it's his opinion. It's not an opinion. This is the law. Saying that YouTube determines fair use is antithetical to the nature of YouTube and how YouTube exists.
If that's the case, then why did YouTube reinstated my video then?
They reinstate your video because the copyright claim is missing information that they need in order to make the claim. They didn't make a determination on fair use. And anywhere in your email did they mention that your video was fair use?
Yeah, they believe it's protected under fair use. So it's irrelevant.
Your thing says that it's because of they're waiting for more information from the claimant. It's literally the video that I commented on.
I mean, the thing about strikes is that they have 3 hours to follow it through. After that, it's going to be reinstated regardless. So
what? No, that's not even true. One, that's not legal. That's terms of service. It's YouTube's operation, but that's not even true. When you're submitting a strike, because I've striked people who have just blatantly re-uploaded my thing. Normally, I don't care for the most part. When you submit a strike, you can submit a strike with a time delay that allows up to 7 days for a claimant to delete the infringing material, or you can take down the infringing material immediately. There's no 3-hour wait or hold that typically comes with a strike. Maybe there's usually 3 hours is a really short time frame for a legal action, because again, this is a legal action that you're taking. So a legal response for 3 hours. Notification. A counter note. You can perform a counter notification at any time. I don't know what you're even talking about with the 3 hours. It's an opinion, OMG. That's not how the law works, child. Yeah, I have the biggest ego. Yeah, I'm cocky and I got the fucking right to be. Because unlike you, I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I know you do.
Yeah, it seems like I do, especially compared to you. But I'm not a lawyer or a legal expert. I just studied it a lot because I got fucked over by it a lot.
Anything else you want to criticize about me? I mean, I'm all ears, but anything else?
Yeah, you fell off, young boy better. That's also something I would say.
That's cute.
I know I am, bitch. I'm adorable.
Wow.
But yeah. I think you're just harassing a man because you want clout, because you want social status, which is fine. A lot of young men want those things.
No, I don't think it's clout, bro.
I think it is.
I disagree.
Why do you think you're making so many? Why do you think you have a dedicated playlist on Quantum TV? You can't tell me if the ActMan was in the right. You have no idea what safe harbor provisioning is, which is a core function of YouTube. You thought YouTube determined fair use. You had no idea about the actual events of this case. The fact that you seem to be a Phoenix Wright fan is a slap in the face to people who actually like that series. You are antithetical to everything that the thing you stole from for your avatar is about.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you very much for that.
I'm sure you will, because you're dumb. Because you're very dumb and you're very much a sheep. If ActMan came out today and just said the most ridiculous thing, and told you that like fucking jumping off a cliff was cool, I think like 80% of you would probably do it. I'd put 80% odds on that you would do it. You would vlog it and try to get another 20 fucking subs from it. Are you really 23?
Am I lying if I'm not?
I'm just asking.
Of course I am.
All right. Are you? I should have asked this from the start and actually apologize for this, because I normally do, because I have a policy against this. Are you neurodivergent by any means? Do you have any neurodivergent issues?
What makes you think that? I'm curious.
I don't. I'm just asking you, if you're neurodivergent at all.
No.
Okay. I just have a policy that if someone is neurodivergent, I'm usually a lot nicer. I'm try to be a little bit more understanding, because I understand that there can be some issues there surrounding if the individual is neurodivergent or something like that. But if you're saying that you're not, then yeah, okay, cool. Man, how's life? That was fun. How's life? How are you doing? How are you eating over there?